So a very fun project working on with Shakespeare Uncovered, and a great collaboration between not only our organization here at Texas Tech Public Media, but also some organizations on campus. Call the number you see on your screen, pick up the phone, give us your donation tonight. We can't do any of this without your generous support. Paul is off answering the phones. We put him to work down the hall answering phones, taking your phone calls. Now joined by Desiree Markham. Desiree is one of our producers, and she's working on a project we are very excited about, and that's pulling in a lot of different entities as well. Desiree, talk to us a little bit about the ELPN project.
All right, well, we are making a documentary here at KTTZ about the East Lubbock Promise Neighborhood Grant, which is a grant that the East Lubbock neighborhood received, and it involves Lubbock Independent School District, it involves the community. Almost every aspect you can think of to help the community is what this grant is geared to do. And
we talked a lot about collaboration with Paul in the last issue, talking about visual and performing arts. This is something we're doing with the College of Education here on campus.
It is. That's where the grant originated from. Dr. Scott Ridley wrote the grant initially, received the grant. It is now officially in its second year, going on all the way to a sixth year. And so collaboration between, of course, Texas Tech College of Education, where it originated, Texas Tech College of Visual and Performing Arts is involved, the humanities. This reaches far and wide at Texas Tech and into Lubbock as a whole, and of course focusing on East Lubbock.
That's what I was going to say. This isn't, we talked a lot about the Texas Tech collaboration, but this is a community project, and it's going to be something that a lot of people in our community, and I think even beyond, are going to be very interested in.
Absolutely, and this will give us a chance to show the entire city of Lubbock what this grant is about, what the documentary is going to be about, and all the collaborative partners we have. We have Pastor Chris Moore, Pastor Bill Stubblefield, so many people in the community, both on the East Lubbock side and this side, that are covering and collaborating together on all these events that are helping children, adults, in between, you name it. That's what they're working toward.
Your project is really what public broadcasting is all about, right? Bringing in the community, showing stories that might not otherwise be shown.
It is all about public support, and it is all about showcasing East Lubbock. It is a place and a community that has such rich history. It's essentially where Lubbock started, and it goes back so many years so far, and there are so many people who have lived there throughout the generations that have such rich stories to tell, and that's what we're trying to capture in this film.
The East Lubbock Promise Neighborhood. Let's take a look at some of what Desiree has already produced.
In 2012, East Lubbock Promise Neighborhood was one of the 7 recipients of a U.S. Department of Education Promise Neighborhood Grant.
The inception of the grant was just to help find funding to, to support East Lubbock and to build East Lubbock. But then it became something to where we decided that since it was based in Texas Tech out of the School of Education, we would focus on the schools. Of the 12 Promise Neighborhoods, we are one of 4 that is school-centered. The other Promise Neighborhoods are community-based, and they're out there doing things in the community to support the schools because they're not allowed to go inside and mess with the schools. We have a unique opportunity here to where we actually working with the school district, and we're not just cutting checks, we're actually inside the classrooms and trying to improve education from the classroom out, and therefore we'll get those ripple effects in adults. But the grant was meant to foster salaries and support the school and give them additional resources under the belief that if given the same resources, these kids will thrive.
The East Lubbock Promise Neighborhood Initiative has been committed to working with the residents of East Lubbock to support and advocate for children, ensuring that both children and parents have access to the resources they need to grow, learn, and succeed.
I am definitely glad that it is here in Lubbock, Texas. And like I said, it is definitely a vehicle that we needed to, sometimes you have the dream or you have a vision, you just don't have provision. So the East Lubbock Promise Neighborhood Grant provides provision to the vision.
The grant seeks to identify the needs of the community and build evidence-based solutions through collaboration with a wide array of partners, service providers, funders, and supporters.
Being with the students means getting to see it happen before your eyes, getting to see improvement, getting to see growth and confidence, getting to see a new generation of students, of kids, interact with the arts and see how much it can bring to them and how much they can bring to it. I guess one of my sort of fantasies is that we'll start to see more great artists, either writers or performers or painters or sculptors or whatever, dancers, start to come out of East Lubbock. There's already been some who went to Dunbar High School and became musicians and writers, etc. More of that. And there's always the hope that someone that you saw, someone that you were working with, will go on to become that later. So it means a lot.
The data-driven programming serves as a basis for identifying and scaling up solutions that work for the community. The East Lubbock Promise Neighborhood is a place-based initiative that empowers a community to provide comprehensive, high-quality educational and social supports to ensure the long-term health, safety, and economic well-being of the entire community.
What do they need? How can we help them, and how can we help them get to the point where the community is healthier and the children who come from that community are much better able to fulfill their promise.
Education alone, we can't solve educational problems in a vacuum in many communities in our country, that we have to address social and healthcare issues as well to provide a whole support system for children and community members, and that these all tie together. I think was the model that Dean Ridley. He then brought other folks in from the community and from agencies, including the Lubbock Independent School District, to say this is what I think we should think about in terms of improving student educational opportunities, healthcare, social services, and so the plan was developed by a number of folks, but it was originally, I think, through the work of Dean Ridley at Texas Tech.
I believe in this work. I believe that this is one of the finest communities anybody could ever choose to live in, and we all benefit from having a healthy community.